Hey everyone, Mtash here, and I truly believe that Dendro and Hyperbloom have made the game easy mode, and Kuki Shinobu is one of the best characters in-game if you want to abuse it. Now, I'm going to show you why she is so strong, I'm going to show you multiple different team comps that work, but essentially, if you are a free-to-play character with one copy of Kuki Shinobu, you can make this work. You can make this work with Barbara, you can make this work with Dendro Traveler, you can make this work with anyone. And the better your Hydro characters and the better your Dendro characters, the more OP it gets. But if you have one copy of Kuki, you essentially win the game. So how does this work? So step number 1 is to equip an Elemental Mastery main weapon like the Iron Sting, which you can craft. You don't have to refine it, just one copy will do. Or you can use something like this bad boy, the umbrella that you got from the Arataki Ito event, 2 months ago? Now, Iron Sting is going to be like just as good. The only reason I'm using this is because I didn't want to unequip it from Kazuha, but Iron Sting, one copy, is going to carry you. This video is sponsored by Raid Shadow Legends, a turn-based RPG with hundreds of champions to collect, and it's free to play on mobile and PC. So use my QR code or the link down below to get started today. Raid has been celebrating their 4th anniversary in-game, and they asked me who I would invite to a dinner party. Number 1 is Nekret. Number 2 is Nishak. He seems like he's got a good story. Number 3 is Scylla of the Drakes. I wonder why. And number 4 is Thalicia. Raid is always growing and adding new content, and their newest addition is Live Arena PvP, where you can match another player and battle for some great rewards. Take turns choosing champions and banning them, then battle it out to earn medals that you can turn in for permanent boosts on your account. And if you're a new player, you can get a wicked welcome pack to get you started worth over $30. So use the QR code or click the link down below to get started today. There are new champions, the Season 8 Forge Pass, and some Easter theme events coming soon. So what are you waiting for? Click the link and get started today with Raid Shadow Legends. Now, there's other artifact sets you could use, but the Gilded Dreams is pretty darn good because it gives you Elemental Mastery, and then you get this bonus as well. More Elemental Mastery if there's different elements on your team, which there will be. The next step is getting the Elemental Mastery main stat on your helmet, your goblet, and your timepiece. This will attribute to like 80% of your damage, and as long as you have this, you essentially won the game. You can clear the Abyss Floor 12, no problem, just by having a goblet, a timepiece, and a helmet with Elemental Mastery main stat. It is that broken. But if you can get some other good stats on top of that, you're going to be happy. Energy recharge could be pretty cool, or HP percentage for extra heals. If you do get crit rate or crit damage, you could get a little bit of extra damage in there, but for the most part, it doesn't really matter. And on your other pieces, if you can get more Elemental Mastery, it's going to be even better. Then all you have to do is run in any sort of team like this. You can do double Dendro, you can do double Hydro, you can do a plethora of different builds, and I'll show you a bunch of them right now. Now, even if this team isn't optimal, it still works and you can beat everything in the game. Nahida is able to trigger some damage there. You can get some of this bad boy here, you can throw some of this down. I can start generating some of these, and then you just press the E button, and you can literally just kill everything super easy. If you want to get a little bit more Dendro application, you can. Use some Tainari here. Switch back. It's literally free. It takes like no effort. You don't even have to really look at the screen. And you can just kind of alternate between your abilities. And then maybe it dies. Nice. You can make things even more OP if you actually use Nahida's Burst, but it's not necessary. And if you throw in the Dendro Traveler, that also works too. You can throw in Ayato and generate some of these bad boys. And yeah, you don't really have to think that much. If I pop this down, I can essentially just close my eyes and generate things. And I could like use this if I want. Oh, or die. Almost died, I guess. It's kind of free. It's hard to die. It's hard to die for sure, but this works. Even though I have a level 50 Amber, this team works. All you want to do is just kind of like normal attack like this, and you know, if you start throwing down the burst of this, well then it gets even dumber. But I could just kind of go like this, and now I have like one of the most OP builds in the game. So this is pretty fun. You just got to make sure that If you don't have any application of one of the elements, you reapply it, and then hopefully they die. Now, maybe you forgot to use your Xingqiu ultimate, and that's okay, because then you can just kind of use Barbara instead, and then this still works as well, because Barbara is OP. I think it's Barbara doing all the damage. What I'm trying to say is, you can use essentially anything in the game, and it will work, and it will work great. All you need is Kuki, some Dendro cores, and if you want to upgrade to someone like Kokomi, you can do that, but it's kind of cheating then if you do that, so I don't know if you want to do that, because easy mode of the game sometimes isn't very fun. So that's my only worry. Oh, this is a showcase of what this team could approximately do. You could throw this down, you tag them, okay? Maybe I get my electricity going now. I throw down this little bad boy. And now you just kind of run around and take damage, but it doesn't really matter. And you can alternate between characters if you would like, and you can kind of go like this, and then you can go like this. And for the most part, everything just gets like eviscerated without you having to use your brain. Which is honestly kind of a plus, because I'm not very smart. Many of you know that already. And then you just kind of rotate back through it all like this, and it feels pretty powerful. Feels pretty good. It's pretty safe because you've got 2 healers on, and I mean, I could just shoot the ground with Tighnari, which is also pretty awesome. And yeah, this is the team. This is the juice, as the kids call it. And you can use your electricity attacks, and you can use your bow attacks, and yeah, this is it. So thanks so much for checking out my demo. Let's see what happens when we fight some other enemies. I'm just gonna go like this now until the fight's over, because Nahida OP. Now, for the most part, it works on any fight. It doesn't matter what enemies there are, as long as you have enough Hydro application or Dendro application. Like, this team might have too much Dendro application. And right here, I forgot to even use my Kuki, so I wasted some time. But if you can keep that Hydra going, for the most part, you could shred, like, any enemy in the game. It's pretty insane what can happen. And you just want to, like, alternate between the Hydro and the Dendro optimally. And if you want to save some of your abilities, usually you can clear anything in the Abyss with quite an ample amount of time that you can start you know, saving some of your bursts for the next round and things like that. But realistically, all the damage comes from just a little bit of application. So literally her E ability and some normal attacks from Kokomi. And that's all you need for 90% of your damage. You don't even need the bursts, which is the greatest part of this, is it works on any enemy, any situation, and even against one of the most annoying fights in all of the Spiral Abyss, you can win. Now, I would argue that this fight is pretty damn annoying, and there's some situations where it might not work out perfectly for you, okay? I'm just going to be honest with you. But if you could generate some seeds, and you can pop them, you know, when he's going by, there are situations where even in this moment, when he's not super vulnerable, you can do pretty good damage. And if you can apply enough Hydro, for the most part, each of these phases, you're going to get a few seeds off. You're going to get 20, 30,000 damage every once in a while. And that's a big W. You can even just save this right here and then kind of pop them when he's going to pop up. I got all the damage there right now. It wasn't perfect, but it worked. And if you use all of these abilities, by the time you go to an actual main DPS phase like this, you should be okay. You should be okay. I'm going to pop that down. Let's use this. Let's use this. Get this going. You just got to make sure that you have enough application so that you're always popping seeds. And you might have to alternate between Kuki, between Kokomi. I think that Xingqiu is better for this fight, but this will work overall. Send this down, and this should be enough application that we can beat this. Shouldn't be a problem. If you need to throw down some Tighnari shots as well, you can do that, and it should be enough. Boom. There we go. Not the best time, but against other enemies, it's even easier. I can't wait for the next Spiral Abyss to showcase it. Now, this is one of my favorite team cons for this, because Xingqiu has a ton of Hydro application, and so when you pop through all these abilities just like this, it's pretty nutty overall. You can get this going here, boom, and then now you just generate tons of seeds, okay? You can go like this if you need a little bit of extra Dendro, but for the most part, it is just an endless spree of damage. It feels so powerful overall, and you are relatively tanky. You are relatively safe. You've got heals from both Kuki and Xingqiu, and I would say that this is one of the more free-to-play friendly ones because you've got, Dendro Traveler, you've got Kuki, who's a 4-star, you've got Xingqiu, who's a 4-star, and then you've got one 5-star in Nahida. So this comp can shred even harder than the Kokomi comp. I think it is even better than the Kokomi comp, and I'll give you an example of that right now. I truly think that this is the better team, just because of the application. Xingqiu is kind of nuts, and as soon as you get this moving, like, you can see... Hey! You die now, okay? That's enough. And then you throw some of this in, okay? We're popping off. It's kind of crazy. Now, I actually have quite a bit less time than last time, and we're still gonna beat this pretty handedly, just because the burst is so good on this account, and with these characters here, we can send those out. Just gotta kind of stand here. Make sure you're using this Xingqiu, and you gotta make sure you're getting enough energy for the big DPS phase. That is the absolute key. But for the most part, even just from these swords kind of flying around here, you can see that I did quite a bit of damage from that rotation, like a very good chunk. Just using his E ability and kind of barrel stuffing the enemy generates typically a lot of these seeds, like an absurd amount of these seeds. We're just gonna place this down. We're gonna place this down. All right, we're gonna pop this. And we should be able to get this. Even though this is like a scuffed run, we're still gonna get it. So I had 20 seconds left, or 20 seconds less. We still beat it in time. I think I had a scuffed rotation there. It's just so strong considering that it's so easy to build. So this is kind of all I wanted to say is if you're not building Hyperbloom Kuki, Shinobu, you're missing out on an insanely good, easy to build team, and you can open up some doors to some other comps. You can give your Bennett to someone else. You can, give your Kazuha to someone else maybe, and I'm very happy that I did build her finally because it just gives me options, and it will give you a lot of options as well. Thank you so much for watching. I hope that you enjoyed, and I'll see you guys soon. Bye-bye.